Good day, welcome to part 2 of Starship 42. Last time I showed you the special code all, that opened up all the ships and allowed us to see renderings of all the cool ships. Today, I want to show you the Chrome tweaks that you can do to make that open better. I've gone ahead and disabled all the Chrome tweaks for the browser just to see where we're at before we start the tweaks. So I'm going to click the code all button, and it's going to go ahead and load every single ship as quick as possible. So you can see that it's loading them. And I don't know if you can hear it, but my GPU in the background has kicked on. So probably Google Chrome is doing the right thing and using the correct renderer. With that being said, it still hasn't loaded the ships yet. Boom, there we are. So with this view, we can go ahead and ask it to change views, and you can tell that it's a little bit choppy. So some of this may have been in catch, but when you go to actually do the rendering live here, when I'm moving things around, you can tell things are relatively choppy. When you go to pull something in close, it's still not terribly smooth. Better than when you're looking at all of them, and once it gets up to speed, then it starts rendering a little bit better, but not the smoothest experience. Very unsmooth doing that. So let's go ahead and see what we can do to make that better. So we're going to go ahead and open up Chrome Flags. This is an experimental section. You're going to want to be careful about the options you choose here, as they can cause the browser to work in ways that are extremely unexpected and not beneficial, depending on the flag that you choose. You can always reset the flags in a few different ways, but that's something for another video. For the major resets, I'll show you the minor reset. So when you open this up, it is very clear. Experiments, warning, experimental features ahead, etc, etc, etc. So heed that warning. There's also more cool features if you go to the beta channel. If you have an issue and you're able to get to this page, you can always reset all the default. As you can see right now, everything I have is at default. I specifically made sure everything was at default so we could show you the before and after. Now, I don't know what the best way of doing this is, but I have found that by typing in GPU, I tend to get the options that I want, because that's what we're interested in. So we don't want software rendering. We want to make sure that the GPU is what's used for rendering. So we're going to go ahead and enable this. We're not going to have any list going to software. We want it all on GPU. It's also not a bad idea, personally, to render the 2D canvas. Yeah, our GPU is already there doing it. It looks like by default it's already set up. GPU rasterization. Yeah, sure. Let's make sure that that's. I like to force enable for all layers. Just making sure that our GPU is doing its fair share of the work. Now this one I'm unclear. It does say that we have to have this enabled to do it, but it's saying out of process rasterization. That could mean a lot of different things, but generally I go ahead and enable that as well. Raster threads directly to memory. I'm paraphrasing, but that's fine. And then this is the only one that I'd be careful about. App containers can get kind of tricky and can cause odd things to happen, so I generally just leave that as default. This one does seem to have quite a bit of an effect. When it says choose angle graphics backend, it uses the DirectX by default, but in AMD and NVIDIA cards, OpenGL quite often can give you a better performance. So I go ahead and do that. Everything else, meh, we're probably fine. One thing I don't always look for, but you might check and see if there's any good options that might speed up things for you, is the render options. So if I click on render, allow render level data, use optimization. Sure, why not? Force dark mode. This is interesting. If you have a chance, it's not bad to play with it, but generally you might as well have it off. There are extensions that work a lot better for this feature. Productivity features, and different policies for avoiding slow rendering. Yes please, let's try that. And this one, I would say don't do, because we've forced OpenGL. This is going to then try to force it to something else. They're probably going to fight with each other and cause you to have a black screen. And everything else you can probably ignore. With that being said, we have our new options. We can click on the relaunch button. It's going to restart Chrome for us. And now we can go ahead and see if any of that's actually helped. So if you, I have it saved as a bookmark here. I just click on Code All. And you're going to see it load the same page we loaded a moment ago. Does it load a whole lot faster? I don't know. It already did have a lot of this stuff rendered from the last time I ran it. I didn't clear my cache, so I don't know how fast it's actually loading as far as, you know, recreating these ships and whatnot. But what'll be really interesting is how's the performance once we have it open. So here we have it, and if we push tab, look at how much smoother it is when we push tab. It looks super smooth. When we go ahead and look at the exact same ship we did before, very smooth. And as always, getting a little bit smoother as it goes. Alright, well, just in case you guys wanted to see the final options, here were the options that were used. And stay tuned until next time. Where we will look into another one of Starship 42's tools. Thank you for watching my video. Like, subscribe, tell your friends. See you around the verse.